All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
This is the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Good morning. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with Pat Devaney, my husband, fellow realtor.
Good morning, Jackie. How's everything going?
Excellent. How are you?
Very good.
All right. We have with us for the second week in a row, Jeff Trisciani, franchise owner of 5 Stanley Steamer locations. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you.
We're here every Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m., where we talk real estate. We have a full-time real estate office with many exceptional realtors who've been guiding, assisting, and advising clients in real estate matters for 50-plus years.
During the week, feel free to email us with any questions you have at questions@jruddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com. Or you can give us a call at 570-344-6724. And when you go to jruddy.com, click on the webcam tab and get a view of Dumnor Corners from our new high-definition camera on the roof.
Check us out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest. Remember to view our listings and search the MLS listings and listen to archive radio shows by going to mobile-friendly jruddy.com. That's jruddy.com. And also on jruddy.com, we have all our popular podcast apps where we feature the radio show on. So check that out. Okay, Jeff Trisciani, franchise owner of 5 Stanley Steamer locations. You don't just clean carpeting. You do a lot more than that. Give me a rundown of who you are, where you go, and how you do it.
Awesome. I'm based out of Syracuse, New York. Our other location is our main one here, which is in the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton area. And then our other 3 down are in the Carolinas, 2 in North Carolina, 1 in South. Services we provide, we basically clean almost anything in your house. We clean carpet. We clean upholstery, tiling grout. We do color sealing and tiling grout on those areas where there's stained grout lines where we can actually change the entire look of the floor. Wood floors. That includes LVT. It includes vinyl floors. We do upholstery. We do leather. Air ducts is what's really gone ballistic for us over the last, 2-3 years. We've been doing it for 10 years now. And water restoration, fire, and mold.
That's a lot. And you said before the show that you are very fortunate and you have a strong workforce.
Yes, we are fully staffed in all 5 of our locations. It didn't happen overnight. We've worked hard on staffing it, but it's a culture. We really push it at our company of taking pride in what you're doing, whether it's the vehicles where we're always buying new vehicles, we're keeping them clean, we're washing them. But we let our technicians know that, the company you're coming to, you're working for the greatest carpet cleaning company in the country. We're the biggest company in the country. And take pride in that because people have choices on who they use with carpet cleaning or any of the other services. And it's important. When we show up to your house, you're going to see the difference between the way our van looks versus someone else. It's a brand new, $80,000 van. We have 2 employees in uniform, shirt tucked in. You're getting text messages from us the day before. You're getting text messages when the crews are on their way. You know their names when they're showing up. So there's no guessing. You're not waiting around all day for us. We put you in that window and we know we're a guest in your house. So it's important when we show up is to deliver what we promised.
Everywhere we go, we're getting slammed with price increases. We go to the grocery store, we go to a restaurant, we fill our gas tanks. We are getting killed out there. And nobody in power seems to want to do anything about that, but that's beside the point. So, did you raise your prices?
We did not. We made a decision this year to not raise them and freeze them because carpet cleaning, upholstery, but these services are not a necessity. People do it because they want to do it. And you're already paying the extra money for fuel and food and stuff. And we just didn't think it was right to tack it on because in the long run, the consumer's the one that is feeling the pain. They're the ones paying the increases in prices. So we froze them this year. We didn't move them at all.
While giving your employees more money. Well, that's
wow,
exceptional.
and it costs more money in the fuel and everything. That's That's admirable. That's great.
Yeah, we kind of looked at it and thought, especially in today's day where it's hard to find people and more importantly keep them because they're jumping around, that we really wanted to work on that culture. And the more experienced they are, and more importantly, the happier the employee is,
the better work.
Yeah, it's going to
gonna
rub off on
reflect
their
in their
They work better.
Okay, so
All right.
let's talk about cleaning tile and grout and wood floors. Is there a right way? Is there a wrong way?
Yes.
All
yes,
right.
There's a little of both. So, especially with tile and grout, as you know, the tiles are easy because the tiles are sealed. It's the grout lines, and that's where you have to spend all your time. And we tell people there's a lot of products out there and stuff. Mopping glows, for a great example people use. There's a wax in there. That is the worst thing you can put on your wood floors. It's the worst thing to get on your tile because it will leave it nice and shiny. And then people keep doing it. And then when you need to clean it, you have to get all of that out because in the wax, stuff dries. Now it's in the flooring and you got to take it down, which is a very lengthy process. So neutral cleaners are the way to go. Neutral's always the way.
That's the way we clean our wood floors. We don't use wax. We have a spray cleaner. We have Bella Wood, the hardwood floors, and it's a special. It's just a cleaner, no wax. We have the special head, and the floor is always nice and clean.
Well, I'm going to give our listeners a little tip. Okay, so I loved the look. I love dark wood. I'm a dark wood person. I usually ask.
It's Brazilian redwood.
And I
really
usually
nice.
ask buyers, are you a dark wood or are you a light wood? Because I'll not that's how one of the things when I'm looking for a home for somebody. If they're a light wood lover, there's certain things that wouldn't appeal to them in a house that has dark wood. But I love the look of dark wood, right? So that's my thing, and everybody's different. But they are the hardest floors to keep clean. Although I love the look of them, I hate them.
Yeah, it's a pre-finished. It was a pre-finished, and it's not like a full gloss. It's like a semi-gloss. They're beautiful when they're clean, like she just said. But
You're in a showroom, fine. Living in a house, I would never. You always tell me never use an absolute, but I would never do hardwood floors this color again. Would you?
No, we would have them finished in place, not the pre-finished again. I mean, there was many benefits, that they're indestructible.
It's just so hard to keep clean.
But right. Hard to keep
The
clean.
dust, you see the dust.
You do. You see footprints.
You see footprints, even though,
We're barefoot.
We're barefoot or socks. But you see, if you have a glass of water, it drips. You see that water stain. It dries right there, and it's not dirty. It's just a drop of water, but you see that drop of water. It drives me absolutely bonkers.
Right.
So, and even the mopping system that we have, you can see streaks sometimes.
Yeah, it's got to be very clean. It's got to be done just right.
Correct. Yeah, you have to almost feather it in, but you have to take your time. And when people clean their floors, what they don't realize is when you clean a wood floor, you have those little blue pads that go on the bottom of the Swiffer sticks. You should be going through 5 or 6 of those in one room because once you do a small section of it and then you're going on, whatever was on that floor is now on that head. Now it's on the head. Now you're spreading it, and that's why you're seeing those streaks. You have to keep switching those pads out. So a lot of times if you buy them, like we sell a wood kit that we have, and I think there's 3 or 4 pads in there, and I always tell customers, have a stack of them. When my technicians pull up to a house and we do a wood floor, they might have 20 on the truck because they're just constantly just doing them because it will, as you watch, look where you first clean the floor if you start in the left corner, then look in the middle, then look back, and you'll see you shouldn't see the streaks when you first started. You'll see it as you go along because padding.
Well, see, ours are not disposable. Ours are washable.
It's like a towel.
Yep. Yes, exactly.
They're big ones. They're big ones.
You got to just keep flipping those towels, flipping them.
Okay, so more laundry. Good. Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks a lot, Jeff.
I think I have a permanent
you don't want to be on the
station
list.
in my house. It's right by my washing machine. It's like I'm always doing laundry. Okay.
All right. Now the tile. We didn't talk about the tile. So should I be in my kitchen with the toothbrush on my hands and knees?
With the soften scrub. I can't think of anything worse.
Yeah,
What can I do to keep that clean?
There's a couple of things you can do. When you get the floor cleaned, you can put a clear seal down. It's something we sell. Home Depot, big box stores have it too, and you can put it over those grout lines to help protect it whole on top. Because the grout lines are porous. People don't realize that.
It's like caulk.
Yeah, it will pull
like
it in.
Chalk.
So you get it in there, and a lot of times if you don't stay up on that maintenance, it will stain it. And once it starts to stain it, it's like a stain on the carpet. You're not getting, if it's a permanent stain, you can't get it out. You can't get it out. You're buying an area rug to put over it, or you're trying to hide it somehow. But with tile, it's an easy process. It's hard work. Like, we do a lot of tile because customers have two choices. You either have time or you have money. You have the time to do it yourself, or you're going to have to pay the money to have someone do it for you. Those are the only two choices you have. Most of the times when we do the tile floors, the story we get always is, I've been on my hands and knees for 2 days cleaning this floor, and I'm only a third of the way down. So you get to that point where you're like, and we have the tools. We can change the pressure on the truck and get it to around 1,200 PSI, and then we're using the grout brushes in there, and we have different products depending on the type of tile it is. So it is a lot of work.
And then sealing it. That's the key there.
Yep.
Sealing it when you're done.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's a never-ending job when you're doing it yourself.
It's in the kitchen. What are you going to do?
Right. So high traffic areas, and there's nothing like when you look at grimy old tile. It's just unappealing.
Well, one thing on that is like the tile usually isn't as bad. It's the grout lines. And as you know, the eye goes to the grout line. We offer Color Seal, which is a ceramic seal. And if you use it, we put it down on the floor and you're using a neutral cleaner to clean it, you can get 3 to 5 years out of that floor, as long as you're using the right products. But we can change the whole color. We can go to a white, a gray, a green. We usually carry about 12 different colors, but technically we can get any color a customer wants. We got a customer that was up in Ohio that every year at Christmas we had a party, and we would do it green and red. The horizontal lines were green, and the vertical lines were red, and we'd do the floor for her big party, and then after the party's over 2 weeks later, we go back and take it off and put a darker.
Obviously, they had more money than time. Those people.
Yeah, absolutely is right.
Okay, and about upholstery cleaning, is there a right and wrong way there? What are some tricks and tips you have for us there?
Most people don't even know that you can clean upholstery, and especially now, the big tip with upholstery is go order a sofa. It might take back order and stuff where we can come in and do that cleaning. The big thing with that is staying up on the maintenance, because you ask most people and they're like, yeah, I've never cleaned a couch, and you're getting that dust on there. And more importantly, the body, the sweat you're sitting on there, and staying on top of it. It's a steam method. It's the same thing. We lower the pressure down. The big thing with upholstery is you can't overwet it. You have to be staying on it, because if you're overwetting it, not only are you cleaning the outside material, but you have that stuffing inside. So if you're overwetting it, you're getting that stuffing inside. It takes a long time to get it to dry. And that's overwetting anything is the number one problem out there, because they overwet it. If you overwet the carpet and you get it in the padding, you can't dry it. You can't get that padding out there. And that's why when we do restoration work, we're pulling that pad out because it's got to go. It's not going to dry. So the big thing is with upholstery, just like carpet, spot treatment. When the spot happens, something spilled onto it, get to it right away. Work on the spot, leave a damp towel on it, so as it dries up, it pulls it up onto the towel.
But do you find that sometimes when people approach a stain, they might be embedding it instead of helping it?
Yes.
Release.
Like rubbing it in?
The rubbing it in, that's the problem. You break down that fiber. I mean, that fiber on your clothes, it's the same thing, or on a tie or something. When you you start that friction, you start breaking those fibers down, and you'll start seeing they look like little squirrely cues coming out of the carpet or coming out of the edge of the upholstery. You have broken that fiber down. So you have to be careful. You have to be delicate with it when you're cleaning it, because you could
drive it further in.
Yeah, drive it in. And more importantly is sometimes customers will get it out, but they scrub so hard that they
damage the carpet.
You damage it. And even on the upholstery, you see that arm, and they're like, hey, how do I get that out? And it's like, once that fiber's broken down, there's nothing we can do to get it back. So we always tell them, you spill something, just call us. It's free advice. We're going to help you get through it. So that's the problem is people are like, well, I use, dish soap, or I use laundry detergent or something like that. And we're like, oh, don't do
And a scrub brush.
Yeah, and a scrub. Yeah, I used a wire brush on it. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Air duct cleaning. I want to talk about air duct cleaning. And you said that this has really taken off, especially since COVID, and we're staying so. A lot of people have HVAC systems. We're staying in our homes, more often these days than going out. So we want clean air ducts.
Yes, air ducts In the last 24 months, we have purchased 17 air duct trucks.
17 trucks?
17, yes, combo air duct trucks that can do, we do carpet, upholstery, but it does air ducts because it's gone. People are staying in their homes where they had, weren't having visitors over, and you have that air circulating through. And a lot of times you do reconstruction. Like if you do reconstruction in your house, the biggest thing you'll get out there is that drywall dust. It will be everywhere. And if you have your ducts going and you have a return in the room, it's pulling it right in. And you'll be amazed. We've done jobs before where they've done reconstruction in the kitchen, but it's already through the system. So we're cleaning the whole air duct system. And it actually will make when it's clean, the system works better. It's not trying to push through. The key to air ducts that people don't understand is how often are you changing the filter? That's an easy home thing to do. And, I have 2 dogs and I have 3 children and 2 cats. We're changing that filter especially in the winter, I'm changing that thing every 30 days. But you go down.
But there's a lot of people that don't.
No, they don't even know it's there. I mean, that's the first question we ask is, when's the last time you changed your filter in your air ducts? And they're like, well, I don't know where it is. Okay, well, let me walk you through it. And then they'll and you'll be amazed. But that's the key is that all the air is passing through that filter to go into your furnace, number 1. But 2, push the air through the house.
But
If you got a dirty filter, you got terrible air quality, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And the machine is working twice as hard
And now it's getting into the furnace. Now it's getting in there.
into the coils and screwing everything up.
So in addition to if they don't know how to change the filter, then they can be compromising the quality of the system and the air, of course, in the house, but they can be clogging up their unit, right? So causing other problems. But if they know to change the filter, a lot of people then stop at that and think, okay, I'm good. I have a clean filter. But to clean the air ducts is another situation which a lot of people don't realize they need to do. But every year, the average home collects up to 40 pounds of dirt, dust, and allergens in its air ducts, right? And then when you turn the system off, you forget about it, but then you turn it back on in the winter, right? You're pushing all that back into the air that you're breathing.
We don't have that problem.
We don't have air ducts, so we don't have this problem. But then you also there's times when the air ducts, they collect mold.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Not just dust, but some mold. So if people with respiratory problems are...
Right.
I mean, you've gotten sick by going away to a hotel room that doesn't clean.
Oh, I have opened up because I know how to... I can smell it. I can tell because I'm sensitive. I have the allergy. And I can tell I walk into a room and I can open the panels, a lot of these access panels, and I've opened some of them up and some of them will never, ever changed. I mean, nasty, like a science experiment.
Yeah. Yeah, it's people don't realize, and I always tell them when you're in your house, I'm like, just pop a vent off and stick a phone in there. You take your phone and take some pictures down there. We come out and give free estimates. We'll come out and look at it. My guys, we have cameras on our trucks too. So if you don't know, and I tell customers, you don't know, just call us. We'll come out, look at it. We'll do a free inspection. We'll find out what you got going on there. Some customers are lucky. We get out there and they look great.
So what is it, what you do to put into clean it? It's just like a giant vacuum cleaner that goes into the...
It is.
Into the ducts?
Yeah. So what we do is we go to wherever the air handling is, and right in front of the air handling unit, we will cut in, which you have to do, cut in the ducts, and we put in a negative air machine. So what happens is your system is actually pushing air. What we do is we hook up in front of the furnace, and we're pulling the air. And then what we will do is go to every room, and we will tape off every one of the registers. So that way we can create a good vacuum. We go to the farthest point of the house, and then we'll go down there with our air whips. So there's some whips in there, and what they're doing is
just
the tentacles.
agitates, right?
Basically, it's banging. You'll hear it hitting all the sides and stuff, and we're just trying to loosen everything up. And as it's doing that, the vacuum's pulling it. Then we also will go in there with some push balls. So we're pushing everything down from the farthest point to get it to the main trunk. And then they will go down to the first floor, or they'll go into the basement, and then they will go in and pull everything. So basically, we're pulling everything out into our system and catching it before it gets to your air handling unit. And then when as they're going, we pull the tape off the registers. We clean the registers. So when there's a lot of companies out there that do air ducts, I always tell them, I'm like, we're cleaning from that register the entire trunk system all the way to your air handling unit. We're not doing it. There's companies out there like, oh, we'll do it for $99. I'm like,
no, you.
I mean, you go. God bless you. Go ahead, but there's no way you're cleaning the whole system because it's taking us. In a normal house, it might be 3 hours to do an air duct job. That's a house that's 1,500 square feet. And that's the time it takes to truly clean all those lines, because you got to go from room to room. And like I said, you figure out, okay, I've pushed this 20 feet. I'm in this room, so now I got to pull another 10 feet. So there's a lot of math involved in it, and you really have to take your time doing it.
So if the ducts aren't tin, say they're the tubes, you can clean them too?
If they're flex, yes.
Right.
We won't be able to use the whips or something like that. And that's where, when we do in the inspection, we kind of see what kind of vents they are. Down south, we deal with a lot of duct boarding down there. So with the flex tubes, we can still do it. Like dryer vents. We clean dryer vents all the time. That's one of the number one
I clean
fires.
mine all the time
Yeah,
too.
number one fires you have in customers' homes and stuff. And they don't realize, as we were talking earlier about doing laundry all the time, same thing in my house. You think about it going, you're maybe doing one load, maybe 2 loads a day, 365 days. You start doing the math and you're like, okay, I've done,
Thousands.
700 something loads a year. How much of that is going through the system? So we clean those all the time. And like I said, if it's a solid one, it's easy for us to go in there with the whips. But a lot of times we will unhook the dryer and we'll start from the dryer and push it out, or we'll go outside and pull it. It really depends on what the access is, if it's on a second floor or a first floor, which process we use. But we make sure we clean the entire way.
Jeff Trisciani, franchise owner of 5 Stanley Steamer locations. How does someone get in touch with Stanley Steamer, please?
The easiest way is just 1-800-STEAMER.
And it's 2 E's.
2 E's, correct? And it's 24/7. Someone is available.
And thank you for the reminder, because it is time, and I have it on the list, for the dryer vent.
Thank you, Jeff. That's me. That's my job.
Yes. Well, you gave me more laundry. You get to clean the dryer vent. Pat, would you like to review a list?
Yes, I would. We have a beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. It's at 1363 East Mountain Road in Scranton for only $189,000. This home, it's got hardwood floors, a fireplace, a built-in garage, a finished basement with a family room. It also has ductless air conditioning. But the best part of this home is the rear deck. It's up on the side of the hill, and it's got a scenic view. And also, the taxes are only $2,100 a year. That's a move-in condition, 3-bedroom, 2-bath home at 1363 East Mountain Road in Scranton for only $189,000. And that's listed by James Caceres of our office.
Stay with the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21, Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM. The Talker. We'll be right back.
How smart is a Century 21 agent? They have more brain power than a barrel full of Einsteins and the gentle wisdom of a monk. They know your city, your neighborhood, and they might even know your mom, so watch your language. They can simplify, multiply, and leap tall mountains of paperwork in a single bound. Plus, they know where to find the best cup of joe. This is who they are. This is what they do. Century 21 agents. Smarter, bolder, faster. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Hi, this is Jackie Ruddy from Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Is real estate on your mind? It's on ours 24/7. Whether you're buying, selling, investing, or in need of an appraisal, you have questions, we have answers.
Thinking of buying or selling a house and have questions? Tune in to the Real Estate Roundtable, hosted by locally owned and operated Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on Saturday mornings at 11 and Sunday mornings at 11:30.
Call 570-344-6724 or visit jruddy.com. That's JRUDDY.com. Welcome back to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM, The Talker. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with my husband, fellow realtor, Pat Devaney.
And we're back with Stanley Steamer.
Yes, Jeff Trisciani, franchise owner of 5 locations, and one being here in the Wilkes-Barre, Scranton area. We thank you so much for your time these 2 weeks. Right before the break, we were talking about air duct cleaning, which you have seen skyrocket, the service that you provide, and it's something that people should do. How often should they do it?
Again, it depends on pets, children. We're telling people 3 to 5 years. It really, how many people live in the house? You get some houses, there's 6 people there, and in some houses it's just a husband, wife, and a 3,000 square foot house. So the big thing to do is look at your registers. Take a register off. Stick your phone down there. Take a couple photos. You'll be able to kind of get a feeling.
Of it.
Yeah, and then you can always call us out and we'll come out and do a free inspection for you.
But you said it's an intensive process. It can't be done for like $99 in 1 hour. It's
correct.
It's going to take several hours because Stanley Steamer does it right. You do it from the system right out the whole air duct area.
We go right from the vents through the entire trunk line all the way to the air handling unit, which is the key. Some people might clean 4 or 5 feet in from where the vents are, but you have to clean that entire trunk system that's going through because it's basically
right to the unit.
tree.
Okay, right. I would think so. And if I'm calling somebody out, I want the entire area cleaned. I don't want just a portion of it cleaned. So,
especially if the vents are on the floor, I got to imagine that all kinds of junk is getting knocked down and kicked into him.
Yes.
You got any stories?
Yeah, and toddlers. They're
Right, they're toys.
Yep.
Right.
A lot of toys, a lot of animal toys, treats and stuff in there.
Cheerios, pencils.
Oh, you'll be amazed. My guys they'll pull out like the little army figures and stuff like that for the kids and stuff, and everything's covered in dust.
What's the most interesting find that you discovered as a result of your air duct cleaning?
We had an air duct job booked for a customer. She was in her mid-80s, and our crews come in and they're asking a lot of questions like, why are we here? What are you looking for? And she got her eyes watered up, and she's like, I lost my diamond ring. I can't find it. So my guys go down there. They're in the cameras. They're looking and stuff, and there it was. And luckily, I had one of my tall guys on there, so able to push it close. So he had his arm in there, and he's a 6'4" guy. Reaches in, pulls the ring out, and just hands it to her. And he said, yeah, it was. He said it was the best feeling he's ever had. He's worked for me for 8 years, and he said that was the best day he ever had because she was emotional. She was just very grateful, And at that point, we were going to leave because he's like, if that's all you wanted, we're not going to charge you. We're going to leave it. She's like, no. I want you to do the whole job still. Please do it. There's probably more in there. There were no more rings, but it was one of those deals where, like we try to explain to our guys, it's like, find out why you're there and do the right thing, and if that's all she wanted, because he called and I was like, that's fine, we'll leave. And she was like, nope, I want you to do it. And we found some stuff in there, but it was nothing, nothing as great as the diamond ring, but it was a great feeling, to say the least.
Very, very good story. That's a feel-good story. And you also have professionally trained water damage specialists. So fire, smoke, water damage, you guys can come in and clean it.
Correct. Mold. We are certified. We have all our guys that go through the classes through the IICRC. We are on insurance companies' websites, so we are able to bill the insurance company directly. So you get that flood in the middle of the night, you're going to call your agent. A lot of times they're going to push them to us. We'll go out there, assess what it is, but we have all the meters, we have all the training, we have all the equipment. We've got hundreds of blowers in our garage and dehumidifiers and air scrubbers and if it's a wood floor, we can dry the wood floor in place. If it's the walls are wet, depending on how far up the walls are, we might be able to dry them in place. We might have to cut them out 2 feet out, 4 feet out. Basically, we follow the industry standard that we use.
You also car detail.
We do.
Yeah. Like not
the
your
interior.
Right.
Yes.
So you clean cars. I mean, I wouldn't just be able to drop my car off at Stanley Steamer and say clean it, right? I mean, it has to be an insurance reason.
No, when it comes to a car cleaning, we will go to you. A lot of times we're cleaning the cars at their work. If someone calls us and says, hey, I'm working down the street at this place, and we'll ask, okay, is there a water spigot outside? As long as we can get the water, you guys, we'll just walk in, knock on the door, they come out, unlock the car, we'll clean it, we'll get done, we'll walk back in, have them come out, take a quick look, and we'll be gone. So yeah, you'll be amazed how many cars we are cleaning at their work.
At work.
Yeah. We can do it obviously on weekends and stuff. And yeah, there's some of the warranties that you might sign up with companies. They subcontract us to do the work.
Okay.
So we'll get the paperwork from the warranty company where we will go to the customer's house and have the customer all we have to have them do is fill the paperwork out, and we handle all the billing on the back end.
Wow. Jeff Trisciani, franchise owner of 5 Stanley Steamer locations. How does someone get in touch with you, please?
1-800-STEAMER. That's Steamer with 2 E's.
Thank you, Jeff, for your time for 2 weeks. We really appreciate you coming in.
Oh, thank you. Anytime.
Pat?
Yes, we have a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home at 2018 Electric Street in Dunmore for only $169,000. This is a 2-story stucco home. It has lovely hardwood floors and plenty of natural woodwork. This home has low taxes of $1,900 a year, and it sits on a very manageable 50 by 50 lot. The home has new flooring in the kitchen and on the first floor. It also has a full walk-up attic for storage and a full basement. That's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home at 2018 Electric Street in Dunmore for $169,000, and that's listed by Gail Lewis of our office.
Remember to tune in next Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m. to listen to more of the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 The Talker.